Today I'm going to introduce a few features of some of my blogs. I'm going to start with Book of Mormon Consensus, which you can put in. It's the first thing that comes up on Google. Here's the blog, and the idea of this one is to encourage people to reach an agreement about some basic aspects of the Book of Mormon. This most recent one I posted on October 4th focuses on Cumorah, and the idea is that I think we can reach a consensus right now about the location of Cumorah in the Book of Mormon. We don't need to be waiting and delaying on this. And so the main idea here is, as you can see when you read the blog, that I think it's going to come from members who study the Book of Mormon and the various resources that are available to us. I'm not going to read all the blog posts. I just want to introduce you to some of the features. I've started a new feature here, the translate feature, because many of the people who read my blog live in foreign countries, and this makes it easier for them to take a look at the different things. You can translate the blog into any language here. Let's start with, let's just try Dutch as an example. And then you see the whole, the language anyway, is translated into Dutch. So it's a pretty cool feature. I hope people can take advantage of that. I haven't tried all the languages, but it's just kind of cool to see how easy it is to translate blogs into other languages. And then I have my email listed here, loszarahemla@gmail. Because a lot of people are reluctant to post comments, they'd rather contact me by email, which is great. A lot of people do that. Then there's a search the blog here. You can put in any term you want. Let's try, for example, let's type in Cumorah. You get that, and you get all the different ones. You can sort by date, show all posts, and so forth. Here's the information about Cumorah on one of my previous posts. There's a follow by email. If you'd like to subscribe, you can pay your email here, and then you'll get updated posts as soon as I post them. Of course, there's a blog archive. You can see, just click on here and go through the different topics. One I think I might want to mention here is this idea of expectations in art. And what I've done on this one is shown how in the past we've seen artwork depicting the translation of the Book of Mormon, and how that has kind of confused people when they read the actual history about how the translation was done. Well, I think a similar thing is happening here with the information that's in the Book of Mormon itself. This is a copy of the 1961 Book of Mormon, for example, and the different illustrations that were in there until these were all 61, and then in 1981 they changed it. And what I suggest here is that the changes in 1981 reflect the two Cumorah Mesoamerican theory, which I think is a big mistake. Anyway, you've got lots of material here you can take a look at. The next one I want to look at is Book of Mormon Wars. And this is one that has by far the most viewers and followers. But I want to show you a few features. Again, I have the translation on here. I have a featured post, and I put this one up because it's based on the number of hits to that specific link, that specific article. Again, my email. I included this graphic right here because this is my one image summary of Book of Mormon geography. You can see I think Cumorah is in New York, Zarahemla is in Iowa, and the entire Book of Mormon geography can be explained with this model. Now below I list other blogs which you can take a look at here. I'm not going to go through all these today, but I'm just going to go through 3 blogs in one web page. Again, you can search the blog. Here's books that I recommend, my info, and then the blog archive. This one goes back to 2014. So I think there's over 300 posts, something like that. Anyway, lots of material here. You're welcome to take a search. Now I started another one called Letter 7. And that's because I found so few members of the church have ever heard of letter 7. And as I point out here at the top, right up here, if you're LDS and haven't read letter 7, you need to read it during 2016 to understand the Book of Mormon. That's what I think. It's important to understand what the early brethren thought about the Book of Mormon and how they related to it. And we should be doing the same, I think. This one has a little different format. It's more graphical in nature. I have an image in most of them, a little more history in this one, but it all focuses on letter 7 and where you can find it, different backgrounds to it. I respond to some of the objections that I've heard over the years, and I get a great response on this one. So anything you'd like to know about letter 7 is right here. The last thing I'll show you today is my webpage called just moronizeamerica.com. Right here is the URL. It should be easy to remember. And what this one is intended to do is to bring together lots of resources. Of course, the main question is, where do you think the Book of Mormon events happened? Got a nice blurb from Tim Ballard on this. You can see that right there. Basic questions, research maps, store. Then there's also up here, there's some fun stuff. In fact, let's click on fun stuff just to see what is up here lately. I have some, here's some free coloring pages for kids, Book of Mormon geography quiz. It's kind of fun for family home evening or even a seminary class or a Sunday school class. Here's some depiction of North America. Anyway, lots of fun stuff on here, even some cartoons. So, but I also have some more scholarly stuff. I have the blogs. The other blogs feed into this one, so you can see that there. There's several maps. Primarily, I think these are mostly made by Ryan Nelson, but he has a book of these that you can go through for people who want to get more colorful versions of some of the maps in my books and things. There's some artwork, just lots of great material in here. We're adding to it all the time. So anyway, there you go. There's a short intro to my blogs and webpage, and I hope you enjoy it. I look forward to hearing from you and your experiences and thoughts. Thank you.